Hartford, Connecticut, weighs in at 185 pounds. He is one half of the New England Mob. This is the Shaft, Bobby Ocean.
You see the Shaft, Bobby Ocean. He has got, I mean, this is no taking his other matches, but he has definitely got his game face on, and this will probably be his toughest test to date. Maybe not just in IYFW, but in his professional wrestling career. And IYFW welcomes Big in Japan, Bobby Fish, here tonight.
The infamous one, Bobby Fish. You know, I normally have some things to say about some of these competitors that compete in the ring, but I'll be completely honest here. Bobby Fish, amazing athlete, tours regularly for Pro Wrestling Noah, works for Ring of Honor, he's been in the ring with the greats, Kenta Kobashi, Mitsuharu Misawa, you know, Mitsuo Momoto, all the great talents in Pro Wrestling Noah. And, you know, this is a huge step up in competition for the Shaft Bobby Ocean. I expect nothing but a phenomenal contest.
Absolutely a step up for the Shaft Bobby Ocean. It's a step up for in-your-face wrestling, in my opinion. You see another great international competitor like Bobby Fish. And I think just for the points of clarity, we should maybe refer to Bobby Ocean as the Shaft and Bobby Fish as Bobby so we don't get it confused.
Good enough.
So the Shaft now riding Bobby Fish there and gets a front face lock. Nice tight reversal there from Bobby Fish.
Yeah, I expect to see a lot of this. You know, both these men are very skilled on the mat. You know, Fish obviously, you know, trained by Tony DeVito originally wrestled, but he's also had some training in the New Japan, the Noah Dojo, whereas, you know, Shaft has been trained by Jason, the second man alive. So both these men, interestingly enough, trained by ECW alumnus, but, you know, Fish has continued his training and picked up other things from other places. Will that play an advantage tonight?
Both the men are trading arm bars right now and wrist locks. Bobby Fish has just returned from his latest tour in Pro Wrestling Noah and also returned from a week stint working for the World League Wrestling promotion out in Missouri, which is, of course, run by 7-time NWA World Champion Harley Race.
And can we just give a rest in peace to Harley Race's wife, who passed away?
Yes. Bobby Fish now picking up the Shaft, getting him in the corner, has the armbar applied. Referee need to get in there. Yes, he's getting in there, putting the count on him. Feeling out process taking place right now on the opening of this contest. And, wait, once again, are we in New York or are we in Japan? It seems like this audience is showing a lot of respect to these two athletes.
And I think the fans here are smart, and that's giving more credit than I usually do, but they know, you know, my New York fans, they know what's what. They know what to expect from this match.
The Shaft there with some impact on Bobby Fish with his big right hands, rocking him around the ring a little bit, and grabs the side headlock.
You know, the side headlock, one of the most underutilized tools in wrestling. Cut off the air supply, it can grind down into your phone.
Oh, look at that explosive impact there from Bobby Fish. Great series of moves. And a snap suplex on the Shaft. There's a cover, hook of the leg, count of 2, no.
Again, I gotta give credit where credit's due right there. Good snap suplex followed up immediately with a cover, hook the leg. You know, normally I'll have something to say about, you know, these guys who will pull the cover and stuff, but, you know, Fish is just looking awesome tonight.
Looks like Bobby Fish trying to control the tempo of this matchup. As you can see, going for that hard, explosive. Oh, look at that vicious kick there. Took the knee right out from underneath Shaft. The Shaft Bobby Fish telling the referee check on him. That was a little bit too hard, you might say, but the Shaft is getting back up. There's a lot of fight in Shaft. You may not agree. I may not agree with his tactics and his lack of respect for authority, but you have to give this man credit for his athletic ability.
Saw right there, huge roundhouse kicks by Fish.
Just back elbow. There's another cover. Only 2.
I gotta be completely honest. This is the first match I've ever seen since watching this for the first couple of we've seen here. I'm certainly would not be opposed to seeing him go out of the ring. This is just a heck of a match.
Look at these vicious forearms now from both men. Hard impact on the neck and the cheek and the face. Spinning back kick there from Bobby Fish. And, coming with an inside cradle, another pinfall attempt, but only can get 2.
A good connection there on the rear shoulder, but followed up with an inside cradle there, small bang. Fish here, remembering a cardinal rule in pro wrestling. We don't get paid by the hour. He's trying to win this match and win it quickly.
Fish now sending off the shaft. Oh my God, did you see the elevation on that move there? Bobby Fish throwing the shaft up in the air. Shaft switching up his momentum and nailed a drop kick on Bobby Fish that knocked him out of the ring.
Well, it looked like Bobby Fish there was going for a pancake on Shaft, and Shaft in midair reversed into a drop kick. Of course, like I said, Shaft, a good friend of mine there, and he's just showing how talented he really is.
You can say so far that, as I've said, Bobby Fish trying to control the tempo, but the Shaft has met him blow for blow, hold for hold so far, and we're only in the first few minutes of this matchup, and they're trading forearms once again in the middle of the ring. Well, the Shaft put an end to that real quick with that knee to the midsection.
He threw all his body weight into that knee, and you can see there the impact on Fish's face when he hit him with that knee and stuff.
Now, the Shaft gripping Bobby Fish in a modified Kemel clutch and pulling on the nose. As you mentioned earlier, Ian, Bobby Fish, of course, we've seen him on the Ring of Honor television lately. This man getting so much exposure internationally, nationally throughout the country, the United States and Japan. And a lot of promotions want to use this guy. They want to see this man show what he can do in the ring. And it is a pleasure to have him at IYW tonight. I wouldn't say that the Shaft is probably thinking it's a pleasure, but he is showing a great amount of tenacity and athletic ability by keeping up with this phenomenal athlete, the former Bobby Fish. A kick right to the back of the head there.
I mean, let's be completely honest, Joey. We've had talent from England, talent, like you said, Bobby Fish wrestles regularly in Japan, from the Middle East, Austria here, and Indian face wrestling. You know, this place has come a long way in its 2 years of operation, and I, for one, can't wait to see this one come on.
Bobby Fish there, tripped up the Shaft. Pinning him off the ropes there, grabs a hold and driving the knee into the ring apron area. And once again, Bobby Fish with the impact.
So the referee right here should be counting, should be trying to get this man back in the ring. You know, Fish doesn't need to be doing this stuff outside the ring here. Shaft's been keeping this a good contest here. Fish, you know, taking it outside the ring. I'm not a big fan.
Well, Bobby Fish hopped right back in the ring there and got right back in control, taking the Shaft down. Great finding the knee and driving it into the canvas. Now it appears that Bobby Fish targeting the leg and the knee of the Shaft.
He's bringing out his vicious side here, Fishy. But I mean, you know, Shaft can get vicious too. I mean, we've seen him. He's hung people in that ring before. You know, he's not opposed to doing whatever it takes to be a victor.
And the lateral press, driving the forearm into the face, but that does not keep Shaft down.
Yeah, you know, I like to do that move myself. It's more designed to frustrate your opponent than anything. You can drive your forearm into his face. Better to hook a leg when you're really trying to get that pin, but that move will just anger and upset your opponent. Throw their game off.
Bobby Fish now has Shaft elevated up high and drives him down hard for that shin breaker. And a beautiful dragon screw takeover. Still can only get a 2 count on the Shaft. Bobby Fish now grabbing a hold of the leg of the Shaft there, and oh, look at the torque he is putting on the ankle and the knee. Look at the leg is not made to bend in that way.
Now, human bones and ligaments only go one way, Joey, and that's not the way they're supposed to go.
Absolutely not. And Fish has full control here. He could very easily turn this into an inverted Indian death lock of any kind, or an inverted figure 4 leg lock. Driving back there.
There's about $1.5 million hold that Fish could apply for this position. The odds are he knows at least $1 million for it.
And now has the spinning toe hold applied, cranking up, and yes, he's got the figure 4 applied right in the middle of the ring there, and you might say that is another tribute to Keiji Muto, the great Muta.
And he's doing the Muta hand signal, so clearly Bobby Fish is a big fan. Let's be honest, we've seen so many matches in history holding the figure 4. NWA World Heavyweight Championship holding the figure 4. This move has put away some of the greats, and you see here Shaft really trying to fight out of this one because he knows if he turns this over, though, it's going to be bad news for Fish.
Yes, you see Shaft, I believe he's trying to work his momentum over to get Fish over on his midsection, his stomach, to reverse the pain that Shaft is going through right now. The Fish has it firmly applied. Shaft is able to turn over. Now Fish is feeling the effects.
But, you know, a little known fact is this actually still hurts both men from this position here.
And Bobby Fish there, right, able to get in the ropes, and the hold is broken. It seems so far in this match, we've seen the momentum maybe not even go back and forth. It just seems that neither man is able to get full control of his opponent for any length of time.
It's a very give and take contest here. Like both these men, you know, this is Fish's debut. He's coming in here. He wants to make an impact. This is Shaft's home territory. He doesn't want to give an inch either. So, you know, both these men really putting it all out there, giving no quarter and taking no quarter in this contest.
You see Bobby Fish there, continuing the attack on the leg now. Grapevine it over the second rope. Oh, look at these vicious knee strikes. I mean, you could tear the ACL and tear out the meniscus with that kind of impact on the knee.
Oh, it's a standard, you know, very standard but very solid pro wrestling for Fish. Pick a body part, isolate it, and work over it. You know, the Anderson family, famous for just taking an arm and picking it apart, and that's what Bobby Fish seems to be trying to do here to the Shaft's leg.
Fish now might be going for a big suplex. And no, Shaft able to turn into an inside cradle of his own. Wow, that was close. Wow, what a vicious lariat there from Bobby Fish.
Yeah, there's a clothesline, and then there's a lariat. He just brought that one straight out of West Texas.
There's a cover again, hooking that bad leg, but only can get two. And Bobby Fish may be getting a little perplexed now. Possibly he underestimated the Shaft's ability.
Well, you know, again, like you said, Bobby Fish, you know, he's been around the world one or two times. He's been in there with the best. And here against Fish, against Shaft, he doesn't really know probably a lot about Shaft. So, you know, he just saw this as maybe like a night off, maybe a quick payday in his hometown. And, you know, Shaft wasn't going to have that.
Oh, there you see the Shaft coming back, raked the eyes of Bobby Fish and came back with that hard neck breaker. And Fish is feeling the effects of that move right there. Cripple Ray Stevens used that move to win a match out in San Francisco territory back in the late 60s. And look at Shaft. You got to give him credit. He is hobbling on one leg right now, but he is not backing down. He is not giving up. It's amazing to see this kind of athletic ability, and the Shaft really upping his game, I think, in this match against Bobby Fish. He might be in for the fight of his life.
You know, at this point, it's not even just athletic ability, Joey. It's more heart than anything. Shaft showing that, you know, despite the fact he might not agree with his beliefs, he does have heart. He does have that drive to this fight. And am I seeing a trapezius claw? Yes, I believe I'm seeing a trapezius claw being applied in the Shaft on the very well overdeveloped neck of Bobby Fish. Well, this move made famous in the late 50s in Korea by Young B, and he taught everybody how to properly apply a trapezius nerve hold to just put your opponent to sleep. Saw Bobby Fish trying to elbow his way out of it. Shaft coming up the ropes there. Bobby Fish swings him around. Beautiful Falcon's arrow. Tribute to one of my favorites, Hayabusa there with that Falcon arrow. Just a fantastic maneuver. It is a fantastic maneuver, but Bobby Fish this time is not able to capitalize. Earlier on in the match, he would hit the high impact, go right for a lateral press, hook the leg, but this time he is not able to do so. Yeah, I love that move. Invented by Hayabusa, perfected by Bobby Fish, and bastardized by Bob Holly. I want to make sure we don't bring Bob Holly in anytime soon. Bobby Fish now delivering those vicious Muay Thai style kicks there. That spinning back kick coming off the ropes now. Shaft ducks the clothesline. Gets another kick to the midsection. Bobby Fish now going to pick up the Shaft. Shaft fighting out of it. And a vicious power bomb. There's a cover, almost Kenta Kobashi style cover there too, and no. You ever seen an accordion, Joey? Yes, I have. You just did again. And now Bobby Fish applying a vicious leg hold here. Sort of a half crab and an ankle lock applied there. He's almost bending the leg of Shaft to where it could touch the back of his head if he wanted to. Look at the stretch that he is putting the Shaft into. Easily contort this into a STF or even a knee bar or anything of that nature. Really could just tear the leg right out from the socket. Oh, Bobby Fish thought it was over. He relinquished the hold too soon. No, is it just me, or does Fish seem a little frustrated? I would have to say I think he is. I think he is a little frustrated and maybe underestimated the Shaft Bobby Ocean. Once again, both men trading those forearms right in the middle of the ring. And a headbutt from Fish puts a stop to that. Oh, but Shaft fires right back with another forearm. That spinning back kick, if it works for you, you got to stick with it. The rolling Solva hitting the ropes now. Fish is a Muda-esque elbow. Yes, a flash elbow there from Bobby Fish. Another lateral press. Bobby Fish has been going for covers constantly in this match. I don't think Shaft has gotten maybe one or two
on the Bobby Fish so far in this matchup.
Yeah, but there's one thing else that Shaft hasn't done, and that's quit. And I don't suspect that that's going to happen. You're going to have to knock him out and break something for him to give up in this match.
Look at the look in the eyes there, Bobby Fish. They're measuring the Shaft. An exploder suplex. Another cover attempt. This could do it to it. No!
Drew Nakayama style on that exploder suplex just took him up and over, dropped him right on top of his head.
I got to say that the kick out, though, was not as energetic as it was earlier on in the match. As Shaft is really starting to show the effects of all this onslaught. And, oh, I spoke too soon there with a beautiful power slam on Bobby Fish. Can only get 2.
I think Shaft is on about his 3rd or 4th wind at this point. You know, just, let's be honest, he's been getting beat up pretty much for a majority of this match, but he is hanging right in there with this international competitor. He is just making his comeback.
Shaft there. Oh, ducked that beautiful spin kick. And a DDT. Big DDT applied there from the Shaft there. He can roll him over and get the pinfall. Right here, this match could be all over. And, wait a minute. Did I just hear the bell?
Ladies and gentlemen, the 15 minutes has lapsed.
We got a time limit? I don't think... This is the first time ever in IYW we've seen a time limit. Is it a draw? We have to get word from Evan Fellows here.
To be completely honest, at the end of that match there, it looked like Shaft might have had the victory after that DDT.
It sounds like this audience wants 5 more minutes, and I got to say, I agree. I'd love to see 5 more minutes.
I would too.
With the match being the 15-minute time limit, this match has been declared a draw.
Well, there you get the official word. This match is a 15-minute time limit draw. But I got to say, Bobby Fish showed tremendous athletic ability, and the Shaft showed a lot of heart and tenacity in this matchup. But you hear this crowd, they want 5 more minutes. We may have to see this match again in IYW in the future. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are they actually going to shake hands? The Shaft is putting his hand on. He wants to shake his hand? I never thought I would see something like this out of Bobby Ocean. I mean, Bobby Fish, yes, but the Shaft showing respect to another wrestler? I can't believe it. A handshake and an embrace, a token of respect and honor between these two phenomenal athletes. And I got to say, it's been a pleasure to watch this matchup, and I'd love to see it again between these two men. Oh, wait,
Oh, you hate to see that, don't you, Joey?
Yes, I do. The Shaft duped me and everybody else on that one.
Not me.
Pounding away at Bobby Fish. This is ridiculous. And wait a minute! Bobby Fish now in a mounted position, pounding away at the Shaft. Wow, these guys have still a lot of energy left up in them.
We will get that 5 more minutes.
It looks like, yeah, they're almost pawing at each other. And, oh, the Shaft gets out of the ring there. Look at Bobby Fish. He still wants to fight. Bobby Fish, he wants more. Fish is calling Shaft out. He's calling him out right here. We might see an unofficial 5 more minutes, maybe 10 more, 15 more. IYW officials, I think they may have to look at this one very closely and talk about a possible rematch. And giving these guys a little bit more time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40, maybe an hour, to see who the better athlete is. And you see the Shaft there teasing Bobby Fish on one leg, but he is teasing Bobby Fish. What an incredible matchup this has been. Coming up next, folks, it is the special Lieutenants match.